How do you do? I'm Stanley Pacion. Good evening. I'm recording this here in New York City. And I'm doing a poem that I did a while back called Were I Born Perfect? And this time I'm doing it as a video response, a response to a woman's name I see is AnAAlias, or is it AnAAlias? And she has this thing called My Life with Anorexia, which I think is a very powerful video. And I'm going to put this as a response to that video. However, it's really about my family and my way of handling things when confronted with the major problem of addiction, whether it's an eating disorder or alcoholism or drug addiction or just a failure to live up to responsibility. This is my way of looking at it. It's not a mandate. It's not the only way. It's just my way. I call it Were I Born Perfect? And I think I recorded this originally on 15th of July, 2008. Remember how I told you I handled Alex? He was a bad case, hey? What was it, doing 8 bags of dust at a time and then visiting local bars so sick? Upchucking right on the patrons' jackets, and while they sat there, all innocent people on their stools were having a drink. I didn't talk to him for years. Refused all contact. I was afraid. People just did not realize how afraid. He occupied my thoughts night and day. I thought he might wind up in jail, or dead, or victim, hooked up like some medical experiment. Doctors without options, practicing last resort medicine, wires and tubes, and parent witness to nightmare. The horrible ordeal when intervention takes place during hospital emergency. It's not death, for death but a word. It's the way of it that I feared. I called it love, my having nothing to do with him. Absolutely nothing to do with him until he went for help because he seemed unable to help himself and ceased the shit into which he had tumbled. I didn't know what else to do. Once he called me and said, "Dad, I got the monkey off my back." But I hanged up the receiver. Didn't let him explain. I couldn't take it. No more bullshit. I knew he was still in the circus. And Billy, a surrogate son, you know the story. I treated him the same cold shoulder, not talking to him months on end, until he realized our friendship depended on his treating his 2 boys like a proper father. I wanted him to put his children first in his life, and I meant it. Forget about my smile and easy charm. It's never smart to test my resolve. But darling, when it comes to dealing with you, I find no form of human love prevails. No mere earthly style or mode of affection works. Oh, the poetry. Look to the poetry I write for you. My heart wells up. The warmest regard right up to the breaking point. In poem after poem I tried to portray how deep, how utter the abandon. I declared I would gladly give up my life for yours. I used the power of verse to describe my most intimate thoughts and proclaimed the veracity of your physical beauty. I wrote Red Roof Inn for you. I spent a year and wrote Now Voyager for you. The time when in Brooklyn I found you that early, that rainy morning, I knew you were treasure, you the reason I wrote Serendipity. And to attest to your strength of character, to express my fondest feelings for you, I wrote, and then, over and again, I rewrote Dream Children. The work was in praise of you. Oh, the tender thoughts, you on my mind, beseeching you, and ever so softly, so gently, I sought to pull upon the strings of your heart. And the letters, they are all love letters, and we have a pile of them. When I said it wrong, overstepped the lines of common propriety, and for those errors in judgment and phrase, I beg you, heart, please forgive. Whenever I lacked intellectual might, the good sense to say it right with care, still it was you, your well-being foremost in my mind. My intent was pure. I wanted best for you, and you know it. And though I wish you forever well, such a love you might not find again. Yet I doubt all my love allows you any easier sleep. And one wonders what technique, just what kind of human love might lessen the pain, the disorder troubling you, and calm the upset delivering us to this grisly end. Final stage of our romance. Here I pray to God. I fall to my knees and pray. Such my will to believe. Ask munificence be granted. The Almighty do on earth those things that I had failed to do for you. God's will be done. Were it only so had I been born perfect. Were it only so had I been born perfect. And now, how I regret when a child I wasted time playing with crystal sets, and in the basements of my parents' homes spent hours profligately upon imaginary laboratory tables with chemistry, meaningless experiments with liquids and powders. Were it only so had I been born perfect, a man fit, capable of grand devotion, the kind of guy who might do you real good. I would have turned about, practiced the illusionist trade, and trained until I possessed every trick in the book. Then I could live within the mirror. And when you went to look, instead of you, the reflection staring back, my picture of you, the way I see you when you stand before me, and you and I would never lose that image of you so bountiful and pure, no confusion, still and quiet and safe. You never fade away from the center of sight. There would be light, love, and just approval, and it would be my voice ringing through the reflecting glass. Your search at end, no more whisper of doubt. All courage, end to frailty, sadness no more. We would come to a world without poverty, and know only hugs, freedom, and peace. Were it only so, had I been born perfect, a man fit, capable of grand devotion, the kind of guy who might do you real good, I would have turned about, practiced the illusionist trade, and train until I possessed every trick in the book. Then I could live within the mirror. Thank you. I hope that was a proper response, and I hope everybody enjoyed it and that it had some meaning and impact in all of our lives. Thanks a lot. Bye.